Well, it's January 3rd, and I would imagine most of our resolutions have fallen by the wayside at this point, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. We tried our best. I know you did. I tried my best. Unfortunately, even companies in the stock market that were doing relatively well in 2017, sometimes, even with their best resolutions, their best intentions, things just don't always work out to their advantage. You're going to have to find a better way to start convincing us in 2018, especially with the market being up so much. I'm not too sure that we're going to live off the hopes and dreams of companies as much as we're going to live off the bottom lines. Things have been doing far too well to just get caught up in the ether of things. I would like to see some of these companies figure some things out. Tesla today came out with their fourth quarter deliveries for their vehicles, and while fairly impressive for the S and the X models, the Model 3 still is failing to deliver at the production line. It's nowhere near what the estimates are. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. Actually, to be honest with you, my resolution's going fantastically. I would imagine yours is as well. You look like you're keeping things together pretty well on your side. I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. Fourth quarter deliveries for Tesla, 29,870 vehicles total. 15,000 plus Model S's, 13,000 plus Model X's, and only 1,550 Model 3s. Now I know the Model 3 has only been up and running in production for, that's not even a calendar year yet. The only problem is that the estimates have continued to get ballooned well out of proportion, and Tesla can't seem to meet the demand that's on the sales side. The backlog continues to build up, but at what point in time will the consumers start to take the same contrarian view that a lot of the investors have started to take about Tesla recently? 1,550 Model 3s produced in quarter four when the estimate was for nearly 3,000. Now, we've heard the Wall Street Journal and a couple other publications, as well as analysts and a whole bunch of talking heads, speak about Elon Musk over-projecting and under-delivering. Unfortunately, that seems to actually be the case, and it's starting to reflect in the share price. Now, 2,425 actual Model 3s were produced, but deliveries and production are completely different, right? We're talking about cars meeting the actual end line where they're going to and being in the hands of customers that have paid their cold hard cash, and in Tesla's case, waited in a long queue to get these vehicles. Now again, we've covered that these are well-reviewed vehicles. People seem to love the Model 3s when we're talking about the review process. Unfortunately, if you can't actually get the car that you're looking to buy, at what point in time aren't people just going to move on to another company? And when you talk about a company like Tesla and the amount of money that's projected to be made and how much money is actually kind of just fluffed up at this point in the share price, you wonder when people start taking their money out and deciding to invest elsewhere. It's been a very, very long run to the top. It could be a very steep fall to the bottom. We've started to see that with the share price already in the last 3 months. They were north of $360 a share about 3 months ago. They find themselves closed today at $317.25. And in the after hours, after this news came out about deliveries and production, they find themselves hovering around closer to $310 a share. So you can expect opening tomorrow, probably not going to look very good for Tesla. My big concern with Tesla is not the deliveries and the production, because the estimates continue to build. And we've seen this before with a lot of stuff that they do. They say, exponentially things will pick up. And things are supposed to. We've got some more estimates from them. Quarter one estimates are for about 2,500 vehicles to be produced every week. And for quarter two, about 5,000 vehicles. These are the Model 3s to be produced every week. So they're supposed to be picking up. But we've heard this type of rhetoric before from Elon Musk and his team over at Tesla. Great vehicles, But unfortunately, when you continue to fail to deliver over and over again and it reflects in the share price going down, people are starting to lose faith. My concern is that with SpaceX potentially finding their way to an IPO this year in 2018, at what point in time do people start wondering if Elon Musk is just spreading himself far too thin and just doesn't have his finger on the pulse of his businesses because there's just far too many for him to be worried about? I find myself concerned about the exact same thing. I wonder if Elon Musk doesn't maybe need to pull back on the space exploration and start streamlining the business that ultimately is the one that brings in the money at this point and isn't just a money pit. We'd all love to see Elon and his team go to Mars, but I would much rather see the next evolution in the car company find its way into the mainstream, because personally, I live in a relatively large city. There's a lot of money to go around here, and I see a Tesla on the road once every couple of weeks, maybe. Beautiful vehicles. Unfortunately, if nobody has the opportunity to purchase them and nobody has the opportunity to actually drive them because your production and deliveries continue to miss estimates, people are eventually going to start to go elsewhere as we see companies like General Motors move into autonomous vehicles, and their EV is selling great. We got General Motors and a bunch of other companies, car companies, come out with their auto numbers for December. Those numbers were fantastic for a lot of those companies. Unfortunately, Elon Musk might be losing a bit of fanfare even with the most tried and true of the Tesla fan base. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. Your resolutions look like you're doing excellent. You've already lost like 5 pounds, haven't you? If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, thumbs up for this video, all videos, thumbs up for you guys. You're having a heck of a 2018 already, and I can tell this is just going to snowball. And leave us some comments. We love hearing from you. We want to know what you think about Tesla. Do you think that Elon Musk is spreading himself too thin? Do you think it's better that maybe he pare back some of these estimates from now on and they do a better job of actually delivering on the numbers rather than giving us big exorbitant numbers but not actually being able to follow through? I think that might be the best thing for his business, as this business model of giving us large numbers but not ever being able to produce just doesn't seem to be working anymore, and people seem to be pulling their money out. Let's see how the share price does in the coming days as this news settles in. Thanks for stopping by. Have yourselves an outstanding rest of your Wednesday.